Good morning, students. Let us now go to the next interesting concept, that is escape speed. What is escape speed? When we throw an object vertically upward, it goes to certain height and falls down. If we throw the same object like ball with still greater height, if we throw the same ball with still greater speed, it attains still maximum height and falls down. If we take the same ball with some machine and fire it, then the ball attains still higher height and again falls back. Suppose we go on top of a mountain, same ball or same object, if it is fired, then the height to which it attains will be still greater. So, if we go on doing such an attempt of firing that object with still higher and higher speed, at certain stage, at certain time, it may so happen that the ball may not fall back to the ground. It means we want to find out that speed to be given to a body for which the ball doesn't fall back to the ground. The ball or the object just should escape from the gravitational field of the earth. That we want to find out. What is the escape speed? The minimum speed to be given to a body so that the body just escapes from the gravitational attraction of the earth. That speed is called as escape velocity or escape speed. Which we can denote it as Ve. Just refer this diagram. Suppose this is surface of the earth. This is the surface of the earth, and this is the center of the earth, and from here to surface of the earth we call it as radius of the earth. Suppose the ball is taken on top of a mountain of height h from the surface of the earth. From here, the ball is thrown up vertically. The ball is thrown vertically upwards so that it doesn't fall back to the ground. What is that speed? So that the object, any object of certain mass m, doesn't fall back to the ground. That is what we call as escape speed. So I will write here escape speed. The minimum speed to be given to a body, the minimum vertical speed, you can say, the minimum vertical speed to be given to a body or mass so that it just escapes from the gravitational pull of the earth. Just escapes from the gravitational pull of the earth is called escape speed or escape velocity. Escape speed or escape velocity, I write it as Ve. So to find out this, why I have written minimum, you need to understand. The speed, if it is exceeding more than this escape speed, the ball may not come back to the earth, it may escape into the space. We don't want that maximum speed. We want that, what is that minimum speed, so that the ball doesn't fall back to the ground. That's all. With whatever speed we throw it up, because of gravitational attraction, the body falls back to the ground. What is that minimum speed, so that the ball doesn't fall back to the ground? What is that minimum vertical speed so that the ball doesn't fall back to the ground? That is called as escape speed. In order to calculate this, we take into the consideration of conservation of energy. Taking into consideration of conservation of energy. Conservation of, we can say, mechanical energy. Mechanical energy. You know, mechanical energy is sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. When initially, when the body is thrown up, that VI be the initial speed with which a body of mass m is thrown, initial speed with which a body of mass m is thrown vertically upwards, from height h, from the surface of the earth, right? Then what is the total initial energy? Total initial energy or total initial mechanical energy given to the object, I will write it as EI. EI is equal to sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So when you throw it up with certain speed VI, it has an initial kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy is half m VI square. At this height, it has initial potential energy also. We know the equation for potential energy. Due to the earth of mass m, and this is the body of mass m, small m. So I get potential energy minus G m upon, this is at height h from the surface. So total distance from the center to the position of the body, total distance from center to the position of the body is Re plus h. So it becomes Re plus h, where Re is the radius of earth and h is the height to which it is taken initially. I have assumed one tower, or you can say I have assumed one mountain of height h from the surface of the earth. So this is sum of, you can say, Ki plus Ui, where Ui is the initial potential energy and Ki is the initial kinetic energy. You can call this as equation number 1. Right? When it reaches infinity, let us suppose it is reaching infinity, just away from the surface of the earth. Let us assume that it is reaching infinity. When it reaches infinity from the surface of the earth, let its final velocity be Vf. Final velocity be Vf. And the height is infinity. And height is infinity. Then we can write what is the final energy. Total final energy at infinity. It is sum of again kinetic and potential energy. Half m Vf square at infinity minus Gmem upon infinity. Gmem upon infinity. So Gmem upon infinity becomes 0. Right? So at infinity the potential energy becomes 0. Therefore I will write it as minus only half m Vf square. So call this question as 2. So applying law of conservation of energy, total initial energy must be equal to total final energy. So we get half mvi square minus g MEM upon RE plus H must be equal to half mvm square. That is the application of conservation of mechanical energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be just transformed from one form into another form. So total initial mechanical energy must be equal to total final mechanical energy. That I will write here. So we will write using the conservation of mechanical energy, equating equation 1 with equation 2. EI must be equal to EF, that is conservation of mechanical energy. So EI is half mVi square minus G MEM upon RE plus H must be equal to half mVm square. Now we want Vi to be that minimum velocity for which the body just escapes into the space. The body will not be falling back to the ground. So in order to get that equation, we make this Vi to be minimum velocity, Vi to be equal to Ve, that velocity for which the final kinetic energy of that ball can be just equal to 0, minimum can be just equal to 0. We don't want the body to continue. If the body continues, then this Vi will be greater than the minimum velocity required, right? So to get Vi to be minimum speed, Vf must be just equal to 0. It means half mVi square, I will write now Vi as Ve. When Vi becomes minimum, I will take that Vi as Ve, so that I can denote it as escape speed. Half mVe square minus Gmem upon Re plus H must be equal to 0, so that finally it should let it attain 0 energy. Potential energy is already 0 and its final velocity just let it become 0, so that it will not fall back to the ground. We don't want that body to continue. Let it continue, but we want to find out that minimum velocity for which the body just doesn't fall back to the ground. Just let it go and be at rest, so that finally its velocity becomes 0. When Vi takes minimum value, Vf must be equal to 0. So if you substitute this, then we get half mVe square equal to Gme, take this to the right hand side, Gmem upon Re plus H. Then take this to the right hand side. Therefore, m cancels. Okay. M doesn't play any role here. It's very interesting. M doesn't play any role. Mass of the object doesn't play any role. So therefore, Ve square is equal to 2 times Gme upon Re plus H. This is very interesting. Gme upon Re plus H. 2 Gme upon Re plus H. Okay. Now, taking square root on both sides, that gives us value of escape speed is equal to square root of 2 Gme upon Re plus H. 2 Gme upon Re plus H. Now from the surface of the earth, let us try to find out from the surface of the earth. Escape speed from surface of earth. If you want to find out from the surface of the earth, if this object is thrown from the surface of the earth, what should be its minimum speed, so that this chalk doesn't fall back to the ground? It should just go into the space away from the gravitational pull. So put H equal to 0 here. put h equal to 0. If you put h equal to 0 in this equation, then VE becomes equal to square root of 2GME upon RE. 2GME upon RE. Now multiply denominator and numerator by RE. Multiplying denominator and numerator by RE. So we get 2GME RE divided by RE into RE becomes RE square. So multiplying and dividing by RE. We get RE square in the denominator and RE in the numerator. We know GME upon RE. GME upon RE is the GME upon RE square is the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth. So thus it becomes very simple. Square root of 2GRE, where we know G is equal to GME upon RE square. We have substituted this way, GME upon RE square. We have substituted. So if you substitute radius of Earth 6,400 km, acceleration due to gravity 9.8, then you will get a standard equation. Therefore, VE is just becoming 11.2 kilometer per second. Not meter per second, 11.2 kilometer per second. So that becomes the escape speed. So if you substitute value of G 9.8 meter per second square and average radius of Earth 6,400 kilometer, if you take the product and multiply by 2, and if you take the square root of that, we get the escape speed from the surface of the Earth as 11.2 kilometer per second. So if any object, let it be chalk, let it be stone, let it be a ball, for that matter, even if it is a rocket, if it is projected vertically upward with this speed 11.2 kilometer per second minimum speed, it does not fall back to the ground. And it is quite evident from this equation, whether you take this equation or this equation or this equation, escape speed does not depend on mass of the object which is projected. Escape speed does not depend on the mass, right? It just depends on acceleration due to gravity and radius of the Earth. If it is from certain height, then it is depending on the height. Escape speed will be little less there, right? That is evident from this discussion. So you can just conclude VE is independent of mass m of the object. Mass m of the object, whether it is a small stone or a huge stone or even for that matter a rocket, if it is projected up with this minimum speed 11.2 km per second, then it will not fall back to the ground. Okay, this is how we calculate escape speed. Now, using the same relation, we can find out the escape speed from any planet. What is the escape speed from the surface of the moon? Let us see. So thus we conclude the escape speed from the surface of the Earth is VE equal to 2 times GRE under square root 2 GRE by substituting G equal to 9.8 and RE equal to 6,400, we get 11.2 km per second. And another equation, if the same object is thrown from certain height, from the top of a mountain or from the top of a tower or from the certain height, if it is thrown up, then it is 2GME upon RE plus H. So from these two equations, VE is independent of mass of the object. Mass of the object. Okay, this is very important. Next, Now, now let us consider moon surface. Suppose this is moon. From this moon surface, then if you want to find out the escape field from the moon surface, escape field from the moon surface can be written using the same relation. VE equal to under root 2 GRE. So here it is under root 2 GRE, which is obtained from this main equation. So I will write square root of 2G into M, where M is the mass of the moon. Let us say M is the mass of the moon, which is quite less compared to that of Earth, and divided by radius of moon. From this surface if you have to project it up, then RE is to be replaced by radius of moon, where, and let us say from the surface, then H is equal to 0 from the surface. Then you can write where M is mass of the moon and R is the radius of the moon, radius of the moon. If you substitute these values, then we get, by substituting universal gravitational constant, mass of the moon, and dividing it by the radius of the moon and taking the square root, we get hardly 2.3 km per second. So this is the escape speed from moon surface. That's why we feel very light on the surface of the moon, right? Another reason why there is no atmosphere on the surface of the moon. When the moon was just formed, the gases were released. The gaseous molecules were moving with a speed quite greater than 2.3 km per second. So the gas molecules, you are going to study in thermodynamics and kinetic theory of gases. Usually the gas molecules are having very high speeds of the order of more than 5 km per second. So if the gas molecules are moving with such a high speed, more than 2.3 km per second, most of the gases which were just formed after the formation of moon escaped from the moon gravity. They escaped from the moon's gravity. As a result, you do not find any atmosphere on the moon surface. So moon doesn't have atmosphere because of its low gravity, because of its low mass, less value of radius, and that leads to less value of escape speed. Escape speed of all the gases which are formed will be greater than the average speed of all the gases which are in motion, which are greater than escape speed of moon, just escaped away from the gravity of the moon, and thus there is no atmosphere on the surface of the moon. This is the reason why there is no atmosphere on the moon surface. Okay. In the next video, we will discuss some more numerical problems and we will discuss more interesting numerical problems based on gravitation. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.